can hear the influences of Robert Frost, Arnold Adolph, and William Carlos Williams in our poetry.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy our original poems.
My street. My street is quiet all the time. Kids running around and no entry sign. Bang, bash, chisel, chisel, the construction workers go. No cars passing by. Nice neighbors who have parties next to pools and backyards. My street.
My street. My street is bright as fire and quiet, rocky and lots of plants. At night it is so quiet you can hear yourself breathing, followed with the rare roar of cars. In the morning you can hear the last of an owl. The sun does not come up till 7. I love my street.
Quiet street. Quiet sounds everywhere. Outdoor cats running and meowing. Nice people giving you gifts on Christmas. Big houses all around. Big gates protecting houses. Street near everything. No traffic, no one driving in street. Cars stopping, no loud noises. Car wash behind your house. Slash, slash, slash. My dog's barking to go outside. But it's still a quiet street.
Streets of Paris. Paris? I can't relate to Mr. Adolph's poem, but I'll try. Paris is as gray as a sidewalk next to streets. Cigarette butts every 2 steps. But on the bright side, the chocolate is tasty. Paris is cool and interesting and different than most places, but that's my opinion.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, lying lazily in the heat of the sun, never bothering to move a muscle. We thought he was brown, but no, he is white. He jumps up, alert, as he hears the rumble of his groomer pulling up in her big van. He rushes to the door, and when it swings open, he races out to the van. Snip, snip, snip. His fur gets cut, and he begins to look like a poodle. He trots back up to the front door when his time is done. His paws up on the groomer's pocket, scratch, scratch, scratching, for she is keeping treats in them. Whoosh, the door swings open, and there stands my mom. She plucks Snoop up off the ground and into her arms. She laughs as he scrambles to get down. When he finally manages to get to the floor, he races crazily throughout the house. We dive at him, but it's no use. We stop out of breath and let him go crazy. He runs back to the kitchen, panting, and gulps down some water. Finally, he is calm. We have some dog.
Jingle, jingle, my dog. Jingle, mine, mine, mine. He's the perfect pet. He's as sweet as sugar. He has energy like a firecracker. He doesn't like strangers because they do not smell good. He sniffs you and he doesn't like how you smell.
Well, you're a goner.
Traffic. Traffic, never speeding up, always so slow. Traffic is like a person sipping water, only letting a few drops into his mouth but never satisfied. Traffic roars like a tiger and is as slow as a snail. It's like a spider's web. Little cars get trapped into traffic easily and never get out. It's a zoo of cars in traffic, always to be trapped in a cage. I can hear the loud honks of the cars trapped in traffic, honking so loudly as if the car itself wants to be let out.
Let me out!
Waiting so long for the cars to get out of traffic.
Loud street. Kids playing and yelling, winds blowing, dogs barking, and cats everywhere. I hear the freeway running. It is loud here, but I like it. It reminds me of this city. Big houses, they all have pools, but I already have one.
My city. My city is very loud. Cars honking, tires screeching, people cheering for the high school down the street going, "Yay, go Lions!" Not to mention the roar of a crowd at a touchdown. I can hear the fireworks going boom, chicka boom, boom, crack, and the planes with their nightlights on lighting up the room in the night sky. I can hear the cars roaring by. There are very few places where it is quiet. Shh. I can hear the bikers' bells ringing, changing the noise level every time, going ring, ring, ring. This is my city and has its downsides and its good things too, but I love my city.
My UCLA signed t-shirt. When I figured out I was going to a UCLA women's soccer game, I was so happy that I ran around my whole house saying, "Yes, yes, yes." The even better part was that I was going with my soccer team. When my mom parked the car in the UCLA parking lot, I ran ahead of her. When I saw my soccer team, I started to slow down. I encouraged my mom to walk a little faster so she could buy the tickets and watch the players warm up. When the game started, I had butterflies in my stomach. A coach taught us a cheer that goes like, UCLA! UCLA! Fight, fight, fight! The final score was 7-2. UCLA won! I was cheering for the team like crazy. My mom was ready to go, but I wasn't. I said, "Wait, the players can sign your t-shirts." She said, Okay, don't take too long. I said, "I won't." I clearly didn't know how long I was going to take. The players approached me. Could this be the time that I get to meet the players? Guess what? I got my t-shirt signed by 8 of the players. I had an awesome experience at the game.
My postcard collection. Meaningful. They remind me of friends and family. In a box, on a shelf, in the living room. Memories of all the places I've been. Rights and Thrive. Over 600 all addressed to me. Photos of beautiful sights, traveling around the world in a picture, encouraging me to visit. Rights and Thrive. Pointy and sharp. Some bent, some straight. Stacks of postcards, new and old. They are mine and will never be sold.
Street sounds of Los Angeles. You think of a city when a car alarm goes off, on a street where lights flicker, and a dog barks. Cars passing, fireworks crackling, honking, fights, hearing the subway passing underground. Sports crowd cheering for their team, motorcycles zooming past, fire trucks' alarms sounding. Planes roaring above, wind howling, birds chirping, storms brewing, kids playing, cats meowing, babies crying, phones ringing, texts being sent, printers printing, leaves moving, lawnmowers being louder than ever. Bright night, rocket shooting for the stars, pelicans swooping down for fish, kids going to parties, going to after-school classes, kids doing homework. You hear it and see it all.
My dogs' names are Jack and Daisy. They are nice and often friendly. They love people like most dogs do. My dogs don't need leashes and do what they're told most of the time. I love my dogs like most people love theirs, but I love mine a whole lot more. Yes, they love hugs, and yes, they love people, but one thing most dogs don't have is a love for cats. Cats don't like my dogs. Some do, not all the time. I love my dogs, and they love me.
Street noise. Lots and lots of cats meowing. A variety of alarms going off. The unpleasant sound of loud lawnmowers. Some of my grumpy old neighbors screaming, "Where the heck are my keys?" The loud sound of when one of the biggest trees on my street fell on the road. My street is like a Long road full of grass and old stumps. My street can be as peaceful as a ceremony or as crazy as a Super Bowl party. But if my street is new or old, sunny or gloomy, my street is just right for me.
Lion. Inside the jungle, hunting for prey, so big you can see it 10 feet away. Near a rhino, chasing it down, gets attacked by an alligator and almost drowned. So fluffy, so hairy, and trust me, it's scary. So much claws, so much death, and he has deadly breath.
Jordan 11 Bread Retros. My shoes are as smooth as leather with sides like a checkerboard. The shoelaces are long like the soles are red like an apple. The shoelaces are long like a rope. The inside is as soft as a dog. The bottom has a pattern like a wallpaper in a house. Basketball bounce balls.
Bird. On a short oak branch by a wide open sea, there is a nest full of eggs and a very majestic bird that is sitting on her eggs. She is sleeping wonderfully when all of a sudden there's a loud noise. She looks around but cannot see anything, so she goes back to sleep. A few minutes later, there's a sound again. She flies around, but there's nothing to see. Back to her nest, she lays down and is very uncomfortable. She looks down and to her surprise, her tiny white eggs have cracked. She hugs her new babies, then looks for worms and berries, but cannot find any. She returns to her nest empty-handed, but luckily her husband has returned with many worms and berries. So all 6 of her babies have a big feast of slimy worms and delicious berries.
Beyond the forest, a tree lies with a sloth sleeping, closing both of its big eyes. It hangs there, doesn't even move a hair. Then he awakens, ready to move, tries so hard to make a little prance, yet doesn't even move, not even a bit. Opens his eyes, ends his journey, there he lays on the branch.
Dog. Running under the sun on a hot summer day, catching a ball in midair, running faster than a car, chasing a squirrel all around the lawn, barking at a cat sitting on a porch, jumping in the pool to cool off, eating lunch, getting food all over the floor, resting in his comfy bed.
Bunny. Under the shady tree, a little bunny lays, all curled up, asleep, dreaming of his big day. He dreams of running so fast and jumping across the big lake near the grassy meadow. He jumps up so high like a bird ready to fly, but then again, it was just a dream in his little bunny mind.
Red blanket. I always sleep with my red blanket. My red blanket is red like an apple. My red blanket is as big as a bed and is fluffy like wool. My red blanket is as light as a feather and a square like a pillow. My big best blanket. I like my red blanket.
Tiger. Across from the maple tree, the tiger rips into raw meat. The wind blows hard. The tiger is cold. He searches for shelter. He sprints towards a dark cave. The cave is enormous. His fur is soft and warm. His teeth are as sharp as glass. At last he falls asleep, dreams of his next meal.
Under a tree, a dog sits with a bone in his mouth, covered in slobber, the sun glimmering on top of his head. He hears a noise. He sprints through the grass to see what was making the noise. He looks around, but there's nothing to see. He goes back to the tree, lies down, and goes to sleep. There's no noise. It was very, very quiet.
Monkey. A monkey swings from branch to branch. A twig breaks. The monkey falls down. He needs help, but nobody comes. He is getting hungry. He finds food in his brown hair. He finds lice. A human comes and takes care of him. In no time, he is swinging branch to branch through the trees again.
Tiger. Across the grass, the tiger lies down on the dirty ground eating meat. He sinks his paws into the gazelle's ribs. The tiger finishes his lunch. Now the family is starving a whole night without food.
This street. The always noise rising up from the trees blowing in the wind. Vocabularies of bird, tweet, chirping, crazy language combinations as leaves fly by. An orchestra of chittering squirrels and barking big dogs, assaulting my ears with this always noise of this street music.
Near a small yellow house, the cat explores the quiet neighborhood. Beside a rose bush, she lays down. Dogs suddenly bark loudly. The cat leaps up and runs away. Hides under a silver parked car. The dog gives up and leaves. The cat runs away among the tall trees.
The fish. In the fish tank, the betta glides, slowly moving through bubbles. Thin scales, wading in water, glances around up. Gets meal, glides down, swims around, makes a move, hides in coral, settles down to take a break in the tank.
House music. This house, the always noise house. Every day a party. Drums playing, hide and seek, scaring boys, lights off. Vocabularies of, as boys are blasting hip hop in my hall. Watch me. Girls giggling. Family laughing. Friends being crazy. Love language combinations of, as scary sounds are in my hallway. An orchestra of shaking house, flashing lights, hide and seek. With this house, the always noise, house music.
Neighborhood music. This neighborhood, the birds are always singing. Noises like chirping, rising with wings, up from the trees. Cars going vroom, vroom, vroom. And a deer every once in a while goes cluck, cluck, cluck. Vocabularies of chirp, vroom, cluck. So nice. The noises, so nice. Neighborhood music.
Dog. Beside the pool lies the dog. Drool coming out of his mouth. Stretches his legs, gets ready for the nap. Dreams of living in bone paradise. Wakes up, looks alert, sees a fast squirrel. Jumps with surprise. Misses the road and gives up, panting back inside.
Stopping by the zoo on a crowded afternoon. Stopping by the zoo today, watching animals jump and play with... Oh no, wait. Whose zoo is this? I think I know. He is far away from here though. He will not see me stopping here. I think he's busy feeding the doe. Stopping by the zoo today, watching animals jump and play, with giraffes standing tall, every single person having a great day. Stopping by the gorilla cage, he's going on a rampage. He is throwing things around, he looks like he's full of rage. The zoo is lovely, big and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep.
Under the sky, my dog sits there motionlessly, waiting, looking, sees movement, plants his feet carefully in the ground, sees movement, jumps with power at surprised squirrel, stops, listens for me to call his name.
Rusty!
Yawns, goes inside to drink water with his big pink tongue.
Beach music. This beach, the always noise rising up from the waves. The spray of the waves splash the surfers. Vocabularies of splish, splash, whoosh. Language combinations as water flies everywhere. An orchestra of surfing down huge waves. Assaulting my ears with the always noise of this beach. Beach music.
Cat. Under the child's chair, the cat gulps down his milk, turns sly in his
back to fall asleep, and suddenly starts resting noisily. As he turns one way and another, he meows softly in his beautiful dream where he can fly, lying on a cloud.
Cat. Above the bed, there is a cat. No, he is a little fat. Sleeping, very silent, not violent. As he gets up, he yawns. He goes to the window and sees the lawn. The cat jumps off very fast, does not land with a splash. He slowly walks over to a mat. As he goes there, he rarely blinks. His brown-gray fur sheds on the mat. His Siamese mixed face with his blue eyes stare at me with my hat. The cat meows in hunger. As he goes to the kitchen, he itches. I feed him. Gary is his name.
Kitty cat. In the park on the swing set, the golden cat sits between the chains, slowly curling its tail carefully around the chains. Purrs, stretches her legs, sighs, closes her eyes, and sleeps all afternoon in her fluffy fur.
Fox. Under a spruce tree, a beautiful golden red fox lies down, sleeping below the hot sun. Snoring, rolling, resting his head among the leaves. Wakes up, hungry, looking for food. Scurrying carefully toward the little mouse. Catches it as fast as it could. Carefully lies down among the leaves, sleeping on the multicolored leaves.
Baseball music. This field, the always noise rising up from the crowd, cheering of parents.
Go Rockies! Down, down, down!
And chatting of player siblings. Vocabularies of hit, crack, cheering, language combinations as dust flies everywhere. An orchestra of coaches yelling at players, loud umpires, assaulting my ears with the always noise of this field, baseball music.
Dog. In the house, the dog lies down on the couch. Head on my leg, yawns, snoring. Carefully between me and my dad, wakes up when the remote falls, then goes back to sleep. Doesn't wake up until she hears food. This park, the always noise rising up from the play structure. Friends playing tag while other friends swing on the swing sets. Vocabularies of crack, bang, running, crazy kids' language combinations as kids run everywhere. An orchestra of kids tagging each other and yelling, "Tag, you're it!" Assaulting my ears with the always noise of this park. Park music. Thank you for listening to our poems. Now for some funny jokes.
What type of cheese is not yours?
I don't know.
Nacho cheese.
Where did the sheep go on vacation?
Where?
The Bahamas.
What did one hare say to the other?
I don't know, what?
It takes two to tangle. How do you stop an elephant from charging?
How?
You take away its credit card.
How is a dog like a telephone?
How?
It has caller ID.
What did the painter say to the wall?
I don't know. What did the painter say to the wall?
I've got you covered.
knock. Who's there? Noah.
Noah who?
Noah, a place where we can get food around here.
Hey, David.
What?
Why did the football coach want to go to the bank?
I don't know why.
To get back his quarterback.
There was a boat, and there was not a single person on it. How is that possible? They're all married.
Hey, Priya, what is a firefighter's favorite snack?
I don't know, Lulu. What is a firefighter's favorite snack?
Firecrackers.
What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta.
What kind of math do snowy owls like? Owlgebra.
What do you call a gummy bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. I messed up.
Hey, Evan, why didn't the skeleton cross the road?
I don't know. Why?
Because he had no guts.
Where do whales hear music? At orchestras.
Why was the math book sad?
Why, Lucas?
It had too many problems.
What is a spaceman's favorite chocolate?
What?
A Mars bar.